In the beginning, there were Eternals. So finally, the teaser that everyone's been wanting to see for like months now has finally been revealed. After being, delayed, productions halted, COVID destroying the world. So, anyways, yeah. This movie has been on a lot of people's radar because, well, one, there's Jon Snow. He's a human warrior who wields a mystical sword, so he fits perfectly in this universe. And the Eternals are, let's see, as the Wikipedia article states, a race of fictional humanoids appearing in American comic books published by Marvel, which were created by Jack Kirby, who are based on. So the Eternals are basically the new gods equivalent, except if I'm correct, I think he did this after he had left Marvel. After he had left Marvel, he went to work for DC and did the New Gods. Then left DC, went back to Marvel, and created the cosmic force known as the Eternals. And they are in an endless war, as their name suggests, against the cosmic counterpart, the evil Deviants. And yeah, and there have been like, let's see, 5 volumes of this story, and the Eternals were killed off a few years back for the start of Jason Aaron's run against the Celestials. When they learned that everything they knew was a complete lie, then they came back several years later as part of their reincarnation cycle, and then they mass slaughtered themselves. And now they're dealing with Thanos, who is a who is an Eternal, but a deviant with genetic structure. Yeah, yeah. So we don't know if Thanos will be in the equation in terms of, is he going to be an Eternal as well? Are they going to retcon Thanos or something? But yeah, the teaser trailer launched and they had a classic song where you're just like, why does the sun go on shining? Why does the sea rust ashore? Don't they know it's the end of the world? 'Cause you don't love me anymore. That classic song. And we see prehistoric times of humanity when they were in tribes, essentially. The small civilization and whatnot. We see them encounter the Eternal ship, and they meet the Eternals. The humans meet the Eternals, and then they do this lavish thing where they basically showcase the Marvel logo in gold. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a great resource. And they explain how they've watched and guided the humans for some time, helped them progress, leading them to accomplish wonders. And and yeah, here's what they do next. They saying this November, they say, throughout the years, we have never interfered until now. Okay, let me see if I get this straight. We have never interfered with the humans until we went ahead and interfered and gave them progress. But we have never interfered. And this is like those things where you're like, is this a Captain Marvel situation where you're like, wait, if Carol Danvers has been around the entire time where she's been, but at least with her, that's explainable because she's a superhero not just for the Marvel characters for on Earth. She's a hero for the universe and mostly the galaxy though. And she goes from place to place, and she was also dismantling an empire. And she is basically the unofficial guardian of the galaxy. So I'm pretty sure Peter Quill's gonna have some claims to that. So he'll probably battle that to the death. And a triple threat with Thor and tying along, so he could take over leadership. But the Eternals, meanwhile, are beings who have stayed on Earth for over 7,000 years. Where have they been? Hiding? Okay. Why? I mean, wouldn't Thanos doing what he did kind of be like, we must reveal ourselves and whatnot? I'm like, even the premise is basically after the unexpected tragedy following the events of Endgame, the Eternals, an immortal alien race created by the Celestials who have secretly lived on Earth for over 7,000 years, reunite to protect humanity from their evil counterparts, the Deviants. And there are a ton of Deviants. But yeah, why where they are like, we could explain, but we're just saying this. Okay. The Deviants are an offshoot evolutionary process that creates sapient life on Earth, instigated by the alien Celestials and wage war against their counterparts, the Eternals. According to the account of one Deviant 2006 comic book miniseries, the Deviants were created as a delicacy to be consumed en masse by Celestials at periodic intervals once they multiply significantly. The veracity has yet to be proven, though. Okay, but yeah, they were created by the magnificent Jack Kirby. He is God. So, of comics. The god of high concept comics. And yeah, there are a very, 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 very many deviants. Deviant mutants, deviant regulars, deviant of aliens, Delta networks, and the Skrulls are nearly all deviants who eliminated the other offshoot of their species, leaving only one of the original race, Prime Skrull, and a Skrull Eternal. Okay. So I wonder if that will have any connection with the MCU's timeline. And I noticed that some people were saying how, it's not comic book accurate and whatnot. And I was like, I get it. But if they pay respect to the source material, fine. I don't know much about the details of the Eternals in the comics other than what I just said. Like, I have been reading the the current run series written by Gillen. I'm trying to pronounce the first name, with the artist Issa Ribrick, who is awesome. But yeah, I don't know much about the Eternals outside of that, and some brief stuff saying that, and I'm curious to know if Marvel and DC ever did a crossover where they ever show the Deviants and the New Gods colliding. But yeah, I don't know if they're gonna retcon Thanos and say, "Oh, he's a deviant Eternal thing, and he was hunting down the Eternals for a time, but never really knew where they were." But yeah, so they never shown until now, and also, yeah, they're basically a new superhero team to show up, and yet I'm curious to know how. And Icarus goes ahead and encounters the members, saying that so now that Captain Rogers and whatnot are gone, who is going to lead the Avengers? And Icarus thinks he could lead them, much to their laughter. Yeah, so even they couldn't believe it. Coming November 2021! Yay! So, yeah, the Eternals are a very powerfully cosmic entity, and it is going to be interesting where they take this, but yeah, Thanos. I don't know if they'll have. I don't know if they could unless the actor's interested in it who played him would want to come back to do just a little cameo, maybe, or maybe he's a surprise. But yeah, the Eternals, like an empathetic Eternal with an affinity for humankind and can manipulate matter, is Cersei. Icarus is the tactical leader who can fly, project cosmic energy blasts from his eyes. And has superhuman strength, so he's Superman. Kingo, if I'm pronouncing these wrong, I'm sorry. An Eternal who can project cosmic energy projectiles from his hands and becomes a popular Bollywood film star to blend in on Earth. Yeah. Sprite, an Eternal who could project lifelike illusions. Fastros, an eternal and intelligent cosmic-powered inventor who secretly helps the humans progress technologically, and he is the first superhero to be depicted as LGBT in the MCU film. And there's like several others whose names I'm not going to even try to pronounce. I was already struggling with this. But yeah, it turns out that the guy that our Jon Snow Game of Thrones actor is playing a human warrior who wields a mystical sword. And he's apparently... Wait, he's the Ebony Blade, it seems. And he is going to play the Black Knight, essentially, in the MCU, who is a character from... all the way back to 1967. The Black Knight. Oh, that's kind of interesting. So he's going to be portrayed by Jon Snow. That's going to be fun, I bet. But, yeah, he seems to also have been in modern times. I wouldn't be surprised if they somehow used the sword as an explanation. But they have to explain how they didn't interfere when Thanos snapped the universe in half. Like, this would probably be a much tougher way to explain. I'm like, at least with Captain Marvel, they could say, oh, Fury did try to contact her, but she was busy somewhere else in the universe and couldn't make it there in time. So, yeah. Man, this is going to be very, very dangerous for the Eternals. Looks like they're ready for war against the Deviants. So, what are the chances the Deviants in this universe of the Marvel multiverse is going to be portrayed differently than the comic book version, which will most likely mean that it's a misunderstanding? So, yeah. We'll have to see. I'm hoping for some good things, like the director is said to be very good. I don't know much about her work, but she is directing the Eternal movie, and let's see, she stated her earliest introductions to cinema were The Terminator, yes, Culture, and she's only directed like 3 movies before Eternals, so this will be her 4th movie, and her biggest one was Nomadland, which got her Best Director in 2021 in the Oscars. So that's pretty cool. It's going to be interesting. And, oh, apparently it pissed off the Chinese government. Oh, God. Well, good luck with that. She's basically been told... she's basically been denounced by China's government. Way to go. Oh, God. Following her Oscar win. So, yeah. It's apparently due to her past comments on The Nation. News of her best directors win at the Academy Awards were also being censored. Okay. Yeah, not gonna go there. So, yeah. The Eternals trailer, looking forward to it. Very, very crazy stuff might be happening, and probably more Eternals will pop up. But I don't know how. I wonder how they're gonna explain certain things, like Thanos and everything. Thanos will be connected to the Eternals, or how do they explain? Oh, we were here when the snap happened, or were they all? Or they could explain that since they could be affected by the snap, they likely also were probably all removed and then brought back, which would make an interesting angle if they wanted to explore what it felt like to actually die, and in the most unconventional way for them. So, yeah. We'll have to see. This was Pop Culture Omniversa Neo Reality Entertainment. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Check out my content in the description below. Stay tuned for more. I'll see y'all next time. Peace and take care.